Greetings, poetry lovers. This is Dustin Pickering at Transcendent Zero Press, editor-in-chief of Harbinger Asylum. You can check us out on the web. Today we have Z.M. Wise. He is going to tell us a little bit about Kosmish and the Horned Ones, which was published a few years back. Tell us a little bit about this collection. What was the inspiration behind this?
So, Kosmish and the Horned Ones, published by Weasel Press, which in 2018 was a chapbook, a mini epic I wrote. Sometimes I'll write them every now and then. And this was about the rise and fall of something I thought was amorous at the time, but turned out to be a complete illusion. And in a way, very similar to Dustin Pickering's Forever Abode. This person will not be named at this time, and it was a true labor of love. It started out with two pieces in here called The Lamb, and then Jewels Enter Nirvana, a poem for Kosmish, and Kosmish was the character I named for the aforementioned person within this book here. And it also includes a choose-your-own ending. How do you want this to play out? So I wrote two different endings, I suppose you could say. Like certain other epics I've written, or mini epics I should say, it's a cross between linear and non-linear, but you can tell that there's a central idea in there. The nucleus of this collection, I believe, would be the main character, who is the Ram, and Kosmish, of course, and sort of how they cross paths and just how much interest the Ram shows in Kosmish. So, unlike my recent, just about every one of my past publications, I didn't write an introduction to this piece. I only wrote a dedication to two of the characters and a character page. So we have the Ram, Kosmish, the Wolf, the Lamb, the Goat, and then two minor characters, Pan and Baphomet. And so it was quite an interesting journey. This entire monumental book, this chapbook. I absolutely adore the art. When I originally sent my concepts to Weasel over at Weasel Press, it was a combination of copyrighted images with a lady that looked very similar to this, and then just a hodgepodge of horned creatures that are mentioned in this book, including Pan and Baphomet. I included one of the original renderings of Baphomet. You're quite familiar with it. It's a black and white sketch. And it was like I said, it was quite the journey. Greatly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, why did you choose, like, for instance, Baphomet and Pan in this book? What role do they play, and why are they important in the collection?
So they have their own little piece. It's their own adventure. The name of the piece. And it's split up into 14 different parts, Roman numerals, because I'm not pretentious at all. The fall of Baphomet and the rise of Pan. Now, Baphomet in general, there are several variations of the story behind that particular demon. And, of course, the majority will believe that Baphomet is probably one of the most evil demons, but there also contains a bit of a more amicable side as well. But in this particular story, he is evil, and then Pan sort of takes over. Pan might very well represent the serenity after bloodshed, serenity after war. Baphomet could be chaos. Who knows? I should go ahead and explain. Unless I want you to know about a certain piece, if it has one direct meaning, it's going to be your job as the reader or listener if you're listening to one of my songs. I hate to be one of those people, but I think it's more meaningful if the recipient of the work concocts their own definition, their own meaning. It could be way more significant than my own, and I'm interested to see the plethora of different viewpoints. So, yeah.
That's an excellent way of putting work out there and letting people kind of envision their own, from their own, maybe their own experience. Maybe they read something into it that you never even intended to be there. So why choose to do a multiple, possible endings? Like you have the sort of where you talk about the two endings that are at the lead in from the book to what could potentially happen at the end. Why did you choose that? Why choose that approach to writing?
Excellent question, Dustin. So part of the reason I did so was during this time, before it became a mini epic, it started out as a few confessional pieces that sort of weave themselves together, and I was trying to see how this situation would play out. And I should say, even though this was published in 2018, the pieces were written in between September and November of 2016. So like I said, I was trying to see how this would play out. Would it play out in my favor or the opposition, I should say. So these two endings. One of them was called Eventuality 1, the ram triumphs, and the lamb rises. And part 14 is Eventuality 2, the wolf triumphs, and the lamb slaughters itself. So like I said, it's open to multiple possibilities, perhaps even beyond these two. Yeah.
Would you like to share a poem from the book?
I would indeed, yes. I'll find a short little piece. Hopefully won't spoil it. Excuse me. Oh, water. For those of you who know me, I'm one of those smart alecks who said if I was ever going to purchase a flask, I would fill it with water. This wonderful artist at this rodeo I attended gave it to me. He makes flasks and posters and whatnot of deceased rock stars. This is my favorite. If you don't know who this is, I'm sorry. Alright, so I will read to you Poetry Love Buzz, or Ever So Patient With Me. Lamb. It's just called Lamb. And I should tell you that the first two lines they were inspired by one of your early pieces, sir, that I heard. I need someone to cease my soul tears.
Okay.
Make her come alive. So I just want to give you a little shout out as your work has inspired me time and time again. Lamb. Make her come to you fully vigorous. Make her be the muse of the night. It is mental masturbation that makes the draft, but the ebony spurt of purity is liquid night delight. Mistress, master, toes touch, candle maker, hooves tickle the grass, and in turn blossoming laughter. Separate distance from reality. Make her come to you fully vibrant.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing this work with us on this YouTube channel, ZM. This is Kosmish and the Horned Ones, ZMY, is available from Weasel Press. Take a look at it. It's on Amazon and other retailers. Zach, if you would like to, ZM, would you like to say anything in finality to this interview?
Definitely. Thank you. Purchase a copy today. You will not regret this. And poetry lives. Long live the arts.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Have an excellent evening, everybody. Good night.